Built to Shred features stunts performed by professional athletes. Do not attempt any of these stunts, and if you're going to build anything, make sure it's under the supervision of an adult. Know your limits, wear your protective gear, and remember, safety first.
Built to Shred!
I'm Jeff King, and this is Built to Shred. We're here at San Francisco's Exploratorium, and we're about to get into some weird science. We decided to explore the science of skateboarding. Does V really equal M times A? With a little help from San Francisco's finest skateboarders and the scientists here at the Exploratorium, we're going to test the laws and limits of physics. Stick around, this is going to be very scientific. The San Francisco Exploratorium is the first science center of its kind. It's an amazing blend of art and science, and everything in it is interactive. They contacted us and said they wanted to do an exhibit about the science of skateboarding. So we came on up to San Francisco to perform some experiments. Skateboard science, check it out. To get this scientific shred going, me and the boys came up with some obstacle concepts based on the 5 simple machines. First one, manual pad of doom.
So it's a double pendulum manual pad that would, as it swings, it's going to stay parallel to the ground.
So we have it starting off like standard manual height.
Yeah, like 8 inches off the ground.
Right.
And then probably at the full swing here, it would be like up to 16 inches off the ground.
This build is going to be very technical for both the skaters and the builders. Keeping this platform moving while the skaters ride it is going to be an engineering feat. There are many opposing forces at work here. So now we have the hamster trap.
Here we go. We did this wheel so that you would come skating in on this side, and then, you know, we put weights up here, and when the skater comes in, it releases, which is going to cause the wheel to spin under you. And then when it comes to this point, you'd exit out.
And basically, when you get there, you're just going to stay in one spot, and that's going to do all the work for you. The momentum of the obstacle and the rider are going to be a big determining factor on whether or not this thing will actually be shreddable. We had an idea to make a grindable teeter-totter. So we're going to use the science behind the fulcrum to make this happen. We're throwing a bank on each side, and this flat that comes up is going to have a hinge point in the middle. And you're going to grind up a ledge. When you get to the middle, it's going to drop you right into another bank. So we came up with some pretty serious ideas over here. We got our work cut out for us here. We have to finish the street course behind us. It's time to get to work.
Not only are we building some never-before-skated obstacles, but we're also building an entire street course to leave behind at the Science Center.
That's actually real nice. So we got to move quarter pipes down to this end, bench over to that end, set up the manual pad, set up the seesaw. Weird science. You're clear.
Well, the street course is all set up and ready to go.
Now it's time to put together the pendulum manual pad. Now, we originally planned this thing out at being about this tall.
Yeah, no, I
So
changed
what happened?
my mind.
You did, didn't you? So, and we don't know if it's gonna be like this fast or if it's gonna be like this fast right here. We're gonna have to finish it and shred it, and then we'll know. We gotta flip this thing over, each grab a post, go hang it. When building moving obstacles that are gonna be skated, we face many challenges having to do with the physics of the moving machine and the chaos of the skater's actions. What we wanted to do is throw some siding on here so your arms and legs and fingers don't get caught in the swinging motion. Oh! Some of the native San Franciscans showed up a little bit early today, so we decided to whip together a quick mani pad for them. The science of the manual is all about balancing the center of mass using velocity to combat gravity. Cm equals V minus G.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 1
Jabari wanted to mix up the manual pad session with this weight. What's this contraption called?
The bicycle rope squirter.
The bicycle rope squirter.
Yeah. It's just a rope running through the back wheel.
The squirting rope on a bike trick. Well, let's get some tricks through the rope. Here, Mayo demonstrates how force is equal to mass times acceleration.
This is Built to Shred, and we're at the Exploratorium.
A few of the SF guys wanted to get buoyant on this flotation device. The beach ball is caught in an air current that makes it hover in thin air.
So does that count?
Let's go check in with Gumby and Mayo and see what's up with our pendulum manual pad.
So what we're going to do is we're going to utilize this treadmill, which really wasn't too effective here, to drive this flywheel, which will then connect and drive our swinging manual pad of doom.
Of doom!
Here's a fun science fact for you kids at home. Did you know that a nail holds 10,000 pounds of pressure? Science. This thing is not sketchy at all. We've got one screw holding up about 50 pounds, and it's probably one of the safest things we've done in, I don't know, the last 2-3 seasons.
That's how I roll.
This is how I roll, too. I do this, too.
When we return, we'll be skating the manual pad of doom, hitting the streets of SF, and building a very tricky shreddable hamster wheel. Welcome back to Built to Shred. We've turned the Exploratorium Museum in San Francisco into a skatable science sanctuary.
We gotta level this out, because it's not good.
We've been working on our pendulum manual pad, trying to get it ready to skate.
How's that wheel coming?
But when we first thought it up, we had no idea how hard it actually would be to keep the thing moving while the skaters hit it.
I think I might have to connect another wheel to that wheel.
But Mayo and Gumby put their thinking caps on, and now the manual pad of doom is looking more like the manual pad of fun. Or wait, we can keep calling it the manual pad of doom, I guess.
Dude. That was sick. Nose manual, nollie flip out, pendulum manual pad style.
Gnarly. The manual pad of doom has been defeated. But outside, a new challenge is getting assembled and ready to be attacked.
Assembling the actual hamster wheel is pretty quick and painless. However, getting it to work how we envisioned it isn't quite so easy.
Hamster wheel's all sheeted up. Now it's time to roll it inside. Come on, boys. Crew and I have been stuck inside all day sharpening up our science skills. But I couldn't come all the way to SF and not cruise the city. Time for a skate break.
There it is, the Golden Gate Bridge. Let's go kickflip it.
Here we have a San Francisco treat, the China Banks. This spot's been hit by so many greats over the years, but it's a bust now. So we're gonna build a replica, built to shred style. Now that we took care of our sightseeing, we can go back to the Exploratorium and put some new ideas to the test. We just finished the China Bank replica. Now we're gonna spin it around and see how it works. We probably need a little bit of help. To break in the awesome China Bank replica, we had SAP's finest come out to give it a little hometown destruction.
Wicked blunt fakie. That thing's steep.
Our China Bank is getting handled by the locals, but I guess they've been practicing on the real deal for years. I thought blunt fakie was insane, but blunt kickflip fakie is a scientific breakthrough.
According to my hypothesis, the Exploratorium is awesome.
My idea to kickflip the Golden Gate Bridge would be scientifically impossible, unless you have a scaled-down replica, which of course we do. All we have to do is set up a jump ramp, and this is a spot.
What we gonna do right here is
Sick, big spin.
So it's time to finally do the last-minute adjustments for the Gerwer wheel.
Yep. And we used 24 by 24 inch square, cut the cross out.
This whole thing's gonna be off the ground by
It'll be off the ground 6 inches at the bottom.
6 inches at the bottom.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And this ends up inserting like that.
So then our next challenge is figuring out how to make it stay and go. Because right now it's just spinning freewheel.
Buddy. Feels sketchy, dude. I think it's gonna roll out at my face. You're doing it right now. Yeah, you're kind of doing it.
2011 right there.
And you just come out that end.
The stop plates, like we were talking about yesterday, you know, it'll come all the way down, stop. When it goes back, that same plate's there. This one will come back down and stop.
The gerbil wheel is actually coming together. 3 up top.
Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll be shredding the hamster wheel, putting an end to the regular versus Mongo debate, and building a skatable teeter-totter. Hammered and screwed. I'm here with Tony Tave, and today we're gonna show you how to not take your ledge for granted. The first step that you wanna do is actually figure out how tall your box is gonna be.
The granite's gonna add like another, what, inch or something?
Yeah, total height is gonna be about 19 inches. Now that you've figured out how tall it's gonna be, is to cut out your templates out of 3/4 inch plywood. Once you have those cut, it's time to cut your 2x4s for all of your studs. After you cut your 2x4s, it's time to put a sheet on top of your box. And the final step
Is don't take your ledge for granite, put the granite on top, and you're ready to shred it. Done.
Now it's your turn. Build it,
Granite.
shred it. The other night at dinner, Gumby and Jim, our 2-star builders, were sitting right next to each other, actually. And Jim started saying how much he didn't like Mongo pushing.
Oh, he was going up and down, how Mongo this and Mongo that. Finally, I had enough. When I stand up, throw my napkin down and say, "You're talking to a Mongo."
So we're gonna set up a race today. A race where now Gumby has to push regular.
Right.
And Jim has to push Mongo.
Okay, and I got a prediction from physics. When you're pushing regular, what happens here is that my center of mass is over that foot, so I'm getting a good push.
Right.
And as I come back, my center of mass gets more and more over this foot, so this push gets lighter and lighter towards the end of the push. So I get a good push at the beginning. When it's out there, my muscle's not so good. And this last little bit, it's light. Whereas if I'm on the Mongo way,
They also call it front wheel drive.
what's happening there, as the foot gets back to the back here,
You get a mean push out of
you
the back
get a
end.
mean push out of the back. So the biggest friction comes at the end,
Right.
where maybe you really want it.
And maybe do a race right off the bat. You pushing Mongo, him pushing regular, and see who does it, and then switch it.
I'm down. I'm ready to race.
Who's gonna win?
I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world's first Mongo versus normal pushing contest. We're here to settle the score to find out who is the better pusher, the Mongos or the normals. There's only one small twist. It's to make The normal pushers, Jim and Carter, push Mongo, and then the Mongo pushers, Gumby and Mayo, are gonna have to push normal. Let the games begin.
No kicking other people. No throwing of any rocks or jacks in front of someone else's wheels. On your mark, get set, go! Over here, make me! The Mongos killed it just now. Gumby came in first, Mayo took a clean second, and Carter and Jim just had kind of a rough time right there.
Good race.
Hey, but you know what you know what this proves? That pushing correctly is better than pushing Mongo.
Well, let's go. Let's go regular.
All right, so now we're gonna take this test to one more level. We're gonna let them push exactly how they normally push, and this should settle the score. You guys ready? Yeah. Go! Oh, determination in Jim's face. The normal pushers took it. Jim, boom!
I'm still staying Mongo.
Now that we've settled that debate, let's go back to the Exploratorium and see if we've gotten any closer to my dream of transforming skateboarders into amusing pets.
So when I was designing this thing, what I was thinking was, I didn't take into account the weight, so we got a problem right there, and that's why it's not rolling back to 0 normally. And now I'm trying to figure out how much weight we can get on there to make it operate smoothly, and it's starting to get a little stressful.
Carter, adding the weight, what's happening?
We added on some extra 3/4 inch plywood just so we could have more space to put more weight on, because we had this little 3.5 inch strip, a little wobbly, a little sketchy to be putting all kinds of steel and whatever we can find, kitchen sink, to add weight.
And our staff scientist, Paul Doherty, came over and figured it out.
I brought a physics instrument, a tool to measure how much weight you need to add. 30, 40, 50, 60.
I get it now. So easy, figured out we need 90 pounds. But looks good. Hopefully we'll be riding this thing tonight. Ah, sketchy kinda.
Yep, a little bit.
Now we're trying to just tack on our last little bit of weight, looking for that 90 pounds and hoping that it works.
We've got the 90 pounds in metal, it's just a matter of getting it on there.
So we can attach the pieces to the wheel, we're gonna have to make some holes in the metal with our mill.
I can't wait to see if it works.
I think it's through.
Yeah.
Just a little blow.
2 holes right there, boom.
Well, I'm gonna get after the rest of these.
All right,
You can go
sweet.
throw that up on there. Give that to Carter.
So the hamster wheel is almost a go. This thing looks sketchy. I wonder who's gonna skate this.
Right there.
I guess I'll be the guinea pig for the hamster wheel. Oh my God!
Yeah! Okay, everything's cool!
Oh God, didn't get enough pull on that one.
It's not enough pull on. Oh my God, dude. I got it this try right now, dude. Easy, dude. Kickflip up. Boom out, yes! Down.
Fakey bump.
That's teamwork. That's built to shred.
Yep.
Thankfully, that craziness is out of the way, but we still have one more ambitious build, our shreddable teeter-totter. So this is pretty much the concept that we're talking about. We finally got our pillow blocks figured out. Our wood frames are holding up just fine. It hits a little bit harder than we want, but there's gonna be some fine tuning to do. While the guys put the finishing touches on the teeter-tot, the SF skaters were itching to shred, so they had a little impromptu ramp jam. Finally, our teeter-totter is fully assembled, painted, and ready to shred. We just have to move it into place, and with a little wax, this thing's good to skate. Nose grind up, over, and down this thing is a scientific feat.
Nose grind over the top, up and down. Yes! Sick.
Our experiment here has proven our theories. The Exploratorium is awesome. I'd like to thank everyone here, especially the scientists, for helping us to take skateboarding where no man has shredded before. Weird science.